Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Judge Tamika West Bernard. I'm presiding over the preliminary hearing calendar for this morning, March 27, 2023, 8:30 a.m. I will call the calendar. As I call the calendar, please make your announcements. The first case we have on the calendar is the state of Georgia versus Ticarius Bell. I understand the defendant, Mr. Bell, is represented by Stanley Schoolcraft, who had a conflict.
Judge Carlin Scall, I'm here for Mr. Schoolcraft this morning.
Okay, great.
So we are ready for hearing on, I think he's got two cases, both of his cases.
Okay, and you'll be handling both? No,
Yes,
I actually had quite a few. I believe it was 4 or 5, but as I call it, you can let me know if you're going to be.
I'm handling anything he's got. That's fine, Judge.
And Judge, one of those cases, and this is a defendant who's been on the calendar multiple times, but on today, one of the officers who's on one of the cases, Cedric Hunter, has a conflict filed. And so we won't be able to go, we can't go forward with the case, the charges with Cedric Hunter, but we do have Lieutenant Brock on, but I did want the court to know that. As like I said, I know that he's been on the case multiple times and we've always been ready, but today one of my officers does have a conflict file.
Okay, so is this for the Bell case?
Yes.
So you said there is a conflict?
Yes, there's a conflict file.
Okay.
And no objection, Judge. I know it's had to be continued out a number of times because of Mr. Schoolcraft's conflicts.
Yeah, I know this has probably been on the calendar since August of September of last year. I'll go ahead, since the defense has no objection, and continue it until April 17th. Will that work for both parties?
I don't know about conflicts, but absolutely, Judge.
And
I mean, if this is on my calendar again, we really need to get it done, because I know it's been on the calendar since last year. This Bell case.
And Judge, let me hold tight. What I'm going to do is at the end of the calendar, I'm going to check with Lieutenant Brock to see if he would be able to testify about all of those before you give us a date. And if so, we may still be able to go forward, but if not, the 17th will work.
Yeah, and Judge, just looking at the court's calendar, Mr. Bell has had a number of cases out of the jail. All of these warrants are 2023 warrants. These are all newer.
Yeah, these are newer. So his previous cases have been handled, but these are all 2023 cases.
Yeah, I know, but these newer cases have bbeen on the calendar too.
Yes, Judge.
A number of times.
Right.
Okay.
So if you can just give me, let me just, at the end of the calendar, I'll probably just ask for a breakout room with Lieutenant Brock, and I'll see if he can testify to all of the charges that are on our calendar today before you continue it to the 17th.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Position 5, State of Georgia versus Stephon Lee Braxton.
That was previously done.
Position 9, State of Georgia versus Jesse L. Brown. Is the state ready?
The state's ready.
Tiffany Pleasant for Mr. Brown. I need to pre-try that with him this morning.
Okay, thank you, Attorney Pleasant. Position 14, State of Georgia versus Frederick Dion Freeman. Is the state ready?
Your Honor, Mr. Freeman is on the grand jury calendar for April 12th, so I'm going to request a continuance to see if that will resolve his cases until sometime after the 12th.
Okay.
There's no objection, Judge.
Okay. And you say he's on the grand jury calendar until when, Attorney Pleasant?
The date is April 12th.
Okay. So will the 17th work?
That's fine, Judge.
Attorney Pleasant?
I do want to ask the court, because I know you're using the 17th. I know last week, I believe cases were continued to the 17th, just checking to make sure it doesn't get too.
Overloaded.
Mhm.
Yeah, I had previously checked with Miss Mary.
Okay,
Yeah, I looked at it, Cheryl. There's not that, we're okay. That's why.
we're good. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're welcome.
So we're gonna reset that one until February the 17th.
Thank you.
Position 16, the state of Georgia versus Dion Antonio Gaines Jr. Is the state ready?
State's ready.
Your Honor, Patrice Davis at the Public Defender's Office. Mr. Gaines is a part of 15 co-defendant and he's not assigned an attorney.
And Judge, we are out of attorneys because of all the conflicts that are coming out of the jail. So Mr. Gaines is one of a number who Judge Mack is trying to find counsel for.
Okay.
So Judge, I'm not sure if the 17th is enough time or not.
Okay,
don't know.
what would you suggest?
Well, no, I was, if you put it on the 17th and maybe continue it again, but I would say possibly go on just an additional week from the 17th, maybe the 24th.
Okay.
Since there are quite a few, you're saying there are quite a few defendants in this in the same status.
Miss Mary will see.
That'll work.
Which date in April are we looking at? Miss
24th,
Mary?
that Monday.
Okay, yeah, and that's my calendar. So we can reset
Oh, okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll reset that to the 24th. Is that, you said yes, Miss Mary?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that's my next criminal prelim calendar. So that's
Okay.
fine. Position 17, we have the state of Georgia versus Antonio Denard Glass.
State's ready.
And that is the same announcement, Your Honor. He's a part of that co-defendant.
Okay.
So Judge, that will be on the 24th as well.
Yeah, let's reset that to the 24th.
Okay.
Position 21, we have the state of Georgia versus Derek J. Griffin. Is the state ready?
State's ready.
Nicole Jones for Mr. Griffin. I need to pre-trial that with Mr. Griffin, please.
Okay, good morning, Ms. Jones. Thank you.
Good morning.
Position 23, we have the state of Georgia versus Quintavious Harris. Is the state ready?
Judge, that's a misdemeanor.
Okay. You're right. It's just a battery charge.
Yes.
So, Ms. Mary, we need to move that to the misdemeanor calendar.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
Position 24, we have the state of Georgia versus Michael Dwayne Hollins Jr. Is the state
Yes.
ready?
Does that be a waiver only this morning? That's with Attorney Brandon Lewis. He sent me a text this morning, and so I'm just waiting to get the paperwork back from him.
Okay. And I did get the I believe he's the attorney of record for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Position 26, we have Timothy Eric Jarrell Hurley.
Well, that's a misdemeanor. And that was a case that I was going back and forth with Solicitor Brooks on it because the defendant was only charged with possession of marijuana 1 ounce or less. Apparently it was on a misdemeanor calendar. For whatever reason, the deputy did not, at that time, I guess, did not take out a warrant also for crossing the guard lines or possession of prohibited items. But what I explained to Solicitor Brooks is that after that, if they had a hearing on it, and after the judge heard what came out in the hearing, the judge can bind the case over to Superior Court. But it can't just be placed on a felony calendar with the one charge that's a misdemeanor. And so, because I believe what happened at that time, I want to say it was Miss Wilkerson who may have been the judicial assistant, and she just put it on the felony calendar. And when I responded, I said, no, it can't be placed on the felony calendar because there's only one charge of a misdemeanor. So I just wanted
Yeah, I looked at the warrant, you only saw one charge, so.
right, there's only one charge. And so it's one of those that we went back and forth. And then I believe the last thing was he understood why I said, I mean, just procedurally, we still have to follow the process and it can't be placed on a felony calendar with just a misdemeanor charge.
And then you're saying there should be two additional,
So
there should
from
be two additional charges?
this was an incident that happened in the jail.
Okay,
And so the deputy who took the warrant out, it should have also been whether it's a crossing the guard line or possessing prohibited items.
okay,
But he or she did not do that. And so with
Okay.
that one charge of a misdemeanor, it has to still be on a misdemeanor calendar. They can have a hearing, and after whomever is presiding over that hearing hears the facts of the case, the judge can bind the case over to Superior Court. It
Okay.
doesn't even be placed on the felony calendar, but after hearing those facts, the judge can certainly bind it over and add those charges. So it's
I
just a
see what you're saying.
procedural, right? It's just a procedural thing. So
okay.
I just wanted the court to understand what was going on with that. Yeah.
Yeah, so, Ms. Mayor, we could talk offline about,
Yeah,
Hurley.
because he keeps going back and forth. I understand what Cheryl's saying, and then when he gets on a misdemeanor calendar, then Solicitor Brooks says something different. So if we're gonna put him on a misdemeanor, Judge, I would rather put him on our misdemeanor calendar for the 25th.
Okay, not
So
a
that,
problem.
so that you could explain, we could just have a hearing on it. But I think if we put it on somebody else's calendar, this defendant's just gonna keep going back and forth.
I think it's
Okay.
more than there. I think there may be
It's
There
more
might
than
be a
one.
couple of
defendants in
them
the
like
same
that.
situation. Mhm.
Yes.
Oh, no, okay.
So
Okay, well,
That's just my thing. I'd rather put them on our misdemeanor calendar.
I don't have any objections to that, Ms. Mary. So
Okay,
we could reset that for, April the 25th?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Position 27, we have the state of Georgia versus Jalik Jenkins. Is the state ready?
Judge, this is another case that's been on the calendar numerous times, and our officer has always been here. But today, Deputy Hunter has a leave file, and
Okay.
so we would ask that it be rescheduled at the state's request.
And Judge, good morning. Attorney Mide Olaloye on behalf of the state. I know there have been times where I've not been available because I've had conflicts quite a number of times. So based on that representation, Your Honor, I have no objection. I'll likely speak with him and probably file a waiver. I know I'm in a trial that April, I believe that the date was April 17th. So I know that date won't work for me as well because I'll definitely be in a trial that week. But I'll speak with him, Your Honor, if in the event that we still like to go forward, is there another date that at least we can set for
Well,
now?
Well, I'm going to place it back on my calendar. I believe it's the April 24th date.
May I check my calendar real quick, Your Honor? If you don't
Yeah.
mind?
No problem.
Right now that works. I don't have anything scheduled for the 24th.
I'm sorry, is it the 27th, Ms. May? Which
The 24th.
It's the 24th, yes.
Yes. And attorney, if you want, after you speak with him, if he decides that he wants to do a straight waiver, just let me know and I'll send you that paperwork.
So, you said the 24th, will that work for you?
Right now that works for me.
Okay, so let's reset that for the 24th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Position 30, we have the state of Georgia versus Michael Bernard Johnson Jr. Is the state ready?
State's ready.
Your Honor, Mr. Johnson is a part of that co-defendant list.
Okay,
So that'd be continued to the 24th, Judge?
yes. So, Ms. Mayor, that's going to be continued to my next calendar, which is the April 24th date.
Okay.
Position 31, we have the state of Georgia versus Tyrell D. Johnson. Is the state ready?
Yes, the state's ready.
Nicole Jones for Mr. Johnson. That will be a hearing.
And Judge, I believe, Mr. Johnson, one of the co-defendants is Derek Thrash. I think that's with Attorney Florio.
He has a conflict as of now.
Yes. Mhm.
I have no objections to a continuance, Your Honor. He's not being held in jail just for this charge.
Okay,
All right, we can wait and see, Judge, because I'm not sure. I know Attorney Florio said that he was being called in, I believe, in front of Judge Carter on a trial calendar.
so yeah, I'll stick a pin in it and then we'll circle back around before the close of the calendar.
Okay.
Position 32, we have the state of Georgia versus James Edward Lackey. Is the state ready?
State's ready.
Your Honor, Mr. Lackey is a part of that co-defendant.
Okay. So we'll reset that one for April 24th as well.
Okay.
Position 33, we have the state of Georgia versus Thomas Christopher Lewis.
The state's ready, and that's with Attorney Florio.
Correct. Okay. So we'll circle back around to see if Attorney Florio is able to log on.
Mhm.
Position 35, we have the state of Georgia versus Willie Darrell Lewis. Is the state ready?
That was a bond waiver previously done.
Okay. Position 39, state of Georgia versus Donnie Liddell McWilliams. Is the state ready?
State's ready.
And Your Honor, I'm requesting Tiffany Pleasant for Mr. McWilliams. I'm requesting a continuance until after April 14th for him.
No objection, Judge.
Okay, what's the reason for the continuance?
That's his arraignment date in Superior Court. Attempted to reach the ADA for a global resolution of the charges and have not gotten a response.
Okay,
So Judge, would that be on the 17th or the 24th?
what's better for you, Attorney Pleasant? 24th?
The calendar is least full, so probably the 24th.
Okay,
That's fine. Thank you.
so we're gonna reset that one, Ms. Mary, to April 24th at the request of Attorney Pleasant.
Thank you.
Okay.
Position 41, we have the state of Georgia versus Ebony Morris. Is the state ready?
State's ready.
Nicole Jones for Miss Morris. I need to, or Mr. Morris, I don't know. I need to speak with him.
Okay, no problem. Position 44, we have the state of Georgia versus Bo Mosley.
The state's ready.
Your Honor,
I'm sorry, go
Roberta,
ahead.
yes, I'm sorry, Miss Attorney Freeman, but Roberta Robinson, she was assigned, but she's no longer. So I think the conference office is trying to get him reassigned an attorney.
Okay.
Judge, I am checking who's got him right now.
Okay.
Judge, if we come back to him, let me check and see if I can find out who has him.
Okay, no problem. Position 44, we have the state of Georgia versus Tasha Denise Murray. Is the state ready?
The state's ready. That defendant's represent, I'm showing by Chris Tolles. And I know Mr. Tolles filed a conflict. I believe he has court in front of Judge Carter also, I believe.
Okay,
Morning.
so we'll circle back around to that one see it before the close of the calendar. Position 51, State of Georgia versus Omar Arain.
The state's ready.
Your Honor, I need to pre-try that with my client, Tiffany Pleasant.
Position 53, State of Georgia versus Valerius Shane Rackley.
The state's ready.
Your Honor, Mr. Rackley is a part of that co-defendants.
So need conflict counsel, okay. So we'll reset that to April 24th.
Okay, thank you.
Position 55, I'm sorry, 54, State of Georgia versus Christopher Jamel Ransby.
The state's ready.
Same announcement as before, Your Honor.
Okay. So we'll reset that to April 24th. Position 55, we have the State of Georgia versus Antonio Hakeem Reeves.
Judge, that's a misdemeanor. That's one of those cases like,
Same situation.
mhm.
Okay. So Ms. Mary, is that the 25th that we're resetting the misdemeanor cases to?
Yes.
Okay. Position 56, we have the State of Georgia versus Gregory Rice. Is the state ready?
The state's ready.
Tiffany Pleasant for Mr. Rice. That'll be a hearing.
Position 60, we have the State of Georgia versus Frederick Lavelle Robinson. I know that's Attorney Toll's case as well. Is the state ready?
Yes, the state's ready.
Okay. Position 61, we have the State of Georgia versus Demontre Marquise Shavers. State ready?
State's ready.
Your Honor, Mr. Favors is a part of that co-defendant case.
So we'll reset that to April 24th. Position 62, we have the State of Georgia versus Joshua Tyrone Schubert.
The state's ready.
State ready, and then I believe that's Attorney Schoolcraft case. Ms. Call, you're representing.
I am representing him today. Judge, we will be ready, but when you do break out rooms, if I could talk to him and see if he'll be willing to waive.
Okay. Position 63, we have the State of Georgia versus Shonda Sinkfield. Was the state ready?
State's ready.
And that'll be a hearing. Tiffany Pleasant.
Okay, position 65, we have the State of Georgia versus Dominique Spencer. State ready?
That was a bond previously done.
Position 68, we have the State of Georgia versus Derek Demond Thrash. I believe that was another co-defendant case, correct?
That's with Attorney Florio,
Yes.
but the state is ready.
Okay, the state is ready, okay. Position 71, we have the state of Georgia versus Andre Lamont Turner. Is that another? No, he has a number of cases on here.
Right.
Is the state ready?
So the first case, the possession of marijuana, is separate from his other charges. And so that's one of the misdemeanor charges that needs to go on your 25th calendar.
Okay,
And then the other charges, the state is ready.
And Judge, those were Mr. Schoolcraft's, and they've now become a conflict, so they have been sent out to Judge Mack.
okay.
So just
So,
put that one on the 24th as well.
well, the first one, the mayor, we're gonna do that one, I believe, Ms. Mayor. Position 71, we're gonna put that on the misdemeanor calendar.
Right, and then,
And then, yeah, that's gonna be
aggravated assault and the tampering with evidence is gonna go
on the next, yeah, my next felony.
on
That'll be
your
the 24th.
calendar.
I didn't hear you, Miss Mary.
I'm sorry, on the 24th calendar.
Yes, correct.
Because he has a lot of other charges, Miss Mary.
So only the first one is going on the misdemeanor and the rest of them are going on the
Yes.
24th, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yes. To be clear, is warrant number 2023 CW 50166, which is the possession of marijuana less than an ounce. That's gonna be moved to April 25th, 2023. And then the other ones will be on the felony calendar for the 24th.
Okay.
Position 81, we have the state of Georgia versus Dejon Lamar Ties.
He's ready.
Nicole Jones for Mr. Tice, that's one of the co-defendant case that's already been continued to 424.
Okay, which co-defendant is it? Do you know, Miss?
Dejon Ties.
Okay. No, but who's the co-defendant to the Ties?
No, all of the defendants that Ms. Davis indicated need counsel.
Okay,
He's part of that group.
okay.
And
Oh,
Judge, I'll go ahead and let you know, we have not gotten a conflict for Mr. Ties. So he has not been sent out for counsel at all.
okay.
But you're, Ms. Call.
I represent
Nicole
Mr.
Jones
Ties.
represents Mr.
Well,
Tyler.
that's
He's
why
the one
I'm
that we
confused.
kept.
That's why I'm confused.
he's the
That's
one that
what I
we
was like, I
kept.
thought Ms. Jones said she represented him.
I represent Mr. Ties, but his co-defendants have already been continued to 424. That's what I was saying.
I mean, I understand that, but this seems
He-
like a simple charge of possession of prohibited items. I mean, I don't understand why we can't have a hearing on it. If you're ready and the state is ready.
He wants to have a hearing. The state has done it where they've had the hearings all together. But I was just letting the court know that the co-defendants have been continued.
Are you prepared to go for it today, Cheryl, on this one or no?
Yes, I have Lieutenant Brock. We can do the hearing.
Yeah, we should just go for it. We can't, I don't think we're being very efficient and we keep continuing these cases. Just because I mean, I read the warrant on all of these cases. I think they can be done. If everybody's ready to go, I think they can be done without
Right,
having.
and it certainly may be something that we can get resolved. Attorney Jones, I'll send you a message in the chat just in case.
I'll just say this. This is one of those that you and I, Ms. Freeman, have been talking about. We think he's actually been double charged because this deals with a cell phone that was previously done, and that's what you were supposed to talk to Mr. Brock about because a different officer actually charged him with a cell phone.
Well, from my understanding, see, all of these defendants keep doing the same thing over and over. So it's not, my understanding, it's not a duplicate charge, but I will send you a message in the chat about it.
Yeah, otherwise we need to go, we can be ready to go forward. The state is ready. Like I said, unless you want to request the continuance, I can consider that.
No, I'm fine. Judge, I have Lieutenant Brock, but we may be able to get it resolved without a hearing, but if not, we can certainly do that one today.
Okay. Position 82, the state of Georgia versus Louis Coleman Vernado III.
That was a bond previously done.
Position 83, the state of Georgia versus Beatrick Quintavious Walton. Is the state ready?
State's ready.
Nicole Jones for Mr. Walton. I need to speak with him for a new bond offer.
Okay. Position 86, the state of Georgia versus Frazier Bobby Wiggins. Is the state ready?
State's ready.
And then Attorney Scall, that was a Schoolcraft case, I believe. Are you prepared to go forward?
I am, Judge. That, yes, we'd be ready. But again, if I go in a breakout room to talk to him.
Okay, no problem. Position 89, we have the state of Georgia versus Kevon Williams. That was a waiver done.
Yes.
And that was Miss Mary, it was a copy of that waiver in the file. It was signed by Judge Kate Johnson on March 6th, just for our records.
Okay.
So I did see that in the file already. Position 90, we have the state of Georgia versus Loretta Young. Is the state ready?
State's ready.
Tiffany Pleasant for Miss Young. I just need to speak with her before I can make an announcement, Judge.
Okay. And I did notice for some reason that the warrant numbers and the charges were kind of interposed with the possession of the firearm. The warrant number, just for the record, warrant number 2023WA04755, that should be crossing the roadway. Is on the calendar, it's listed as a possession of a firearm by a felon. But on the actual warrant, that warrant number is for crossing the roadway. And then warrant number 2023WA04760, that should actually be the possession of firearm charge according to the law. I just wanted to note that for the record, if we proceeding forward with a hearing, or if it's going to be a bond where it'll need to be corrected on that as well. So we're moving forward with position 93. It's going to be the state of Georgia versus Robert Lee Young. Is the state ready?
State's ready.
He's yet to be assigned an attorney, Your Honor. He's a conflict.
Okay, so we'll be resetting that to April 24th, Miss Mary. That's the Young case at position 93. That will conclude the calling of the calendar this morning. Is it anyone present that did not hear their client's name called or the case name called?
Judge, I do have some updated announcements on on some of the cases, if you've got a moment.
Yes.
Judge, number one on what was his name?
Oh.
Bo Mosley, we are waiting on an attorney on. It had to go out of the office.
Yeah, okay, I need to hire conflict counsel. So let's go ahead and reset that one to April 24th.
Yeah, and Judge, I was just in looking at things and trying to figure out who's got what. I just noticed that Joshua Schubert and Frazier Wiggins, who are both assigned to Mr. Schoolcraft because of older cases, are apparently now co-defendants. They're both going to need to be reset. I've got to figure out if there's any way we can keep either one of them.
Okay. So you said that was Schubert and who else?
Wiggins.
So we're gonna, I guess, reset that one to April 24th as well. Both of those.
Schubert and Wiggins, Judge.
Yeah, we're gonna do Schubert. That's at position 62. Miss Mary, position 62. They may need to hire conflict counsel.
And then positions 86 to 88 is Frazier Wiggins, Judge.
And so for Miss Mary, that's at position 86 on our calendar. So we're gonna reset that to April 24th as well. Okay. Any other announcement that don't involve continuance, Attorney Scald? Okay. I
No,
think she's-
Judge, just ready on Mr. Bell.
Okay. Okay, so we first I can put the public defender's office in the breakout room with the jail. Would that be the first step, or does anyone need to consult with 88 Freeman first?
Well, Judge, I need to go in the breakout room with Lieutenant Brock about
Okay.
bail, so I can just see if we can go forward with bail or not.
Okay, I can give you two, breakout room number 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Lieutenant Brock?
Your Honor, before she goes there, for Tyrell Johnson, he is co-defendant with Mosley and someone else that we've already continued. I don't know if you want to have a hearing. It's an aggravated battery charge. And he's supposed to be one of the people included in that.
And the name, as you said, Johnson?
Tyrell Johnson. Yes.
So we continued that one to April 24th, but
Well,
You said
Judge,
it
I
should
would
be-
say Tyrell Johnson and Derek Thrasher are co-defendants. If you want to see if Attorney
okay,
Florio.
we're still waiting on Florio though.
We may be able to do that one.
Yeah, I was gonna circle back around to see if Attorney Florio is gonna be able to appear.
Mosley is also one of the co-defendants. That's why I brought it up.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, the Bo Mosley, that's already been.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me take a look at the warrant. I don't see why we can't have a hearing on, I know you say he's a co-defendant, but is he, let me look at the warrant on that to see if we can't do that one separately.
Okay.
So I'll look at the warrant on it. Is there anything else?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay, so breakout room number 2, 88 Freeman, and then the PD's office, I'll put you in there with the jail, breakout room number 1. Deputy, if you would accept invite breakout room number 1.
And Judge, you're still live on YouTube.
Okay, let me go, while we handle things logistically, I'm gonna go offline, and then as soon as we're able